Okay, everybody, here we are. It's week 1 of March. This is your psychonutrition supplemental video here, right? Stability first, protein, blood sugar, and emotional grounding. Super important. So before we talk about any kind of discipline, habits, or structure, we have to talk about stability, because structure can't hold if the system underneath is on shaky ground. Most people think that they struggle with their follow through, when actually what they're struggling with is internal instability. Energy, right? That spikes and crashes, moods that shift without warning, and focus that disappears halfway through the day. And when that happens, people are assuming that something's wrong with them. And nothing is wrong, right? Like there's nothing wrong with you. Your nervous system, my friend, is responding exactly as it was designed to respond when stability is missing. Look, your nervous system's primary job is not personal growth. It's just not. It's not how much discipline you have, and it's not your performance, right? Its primary job, right? Your nervous system's primary job is safety. And safety is communicated to your body, right? To your system through predictability. So when your body doesn't know when it's going to be fed, when it doesn't know when energy will return, or how long it has to endure the depletion, the system moves into protection mode. And this protection mode, and that's without fail, right? Like it's going into protection mode, whether you think it is or not. Oh, I function better. Your system wasn't designed for that, right? So when it goes into that protection mode, it's going to narrow your focus. It's going to shorten your patience. It's going to increase your emotional reactivity. It's going to reduce access to higher level thinking, that cognitive clarity, right? Oh, that we all want so much. Like we all want to decrease the amount of brain fog periods we experience, right? And so, look, when these things are happening for you, it's not a failure of your own personal will. It's just your biology, your personal biology, right? Blood sugar instability is one of the fastest ways to create internal chaos. Hear that again. Blood sugar instability is one of the fastest ways to create internal chaos, if that's what you're looking for, right? When your blood sugar drops too low, your irritability increases, anxiety spikes, emotional tolerance shrinks, impulsive coping behaviors get real loud. And this is why people feel fine one minute and overwhelmed the next. Not because something dramatic happened, but because the body lost its stability. So many people, like, I'm so overwhelmed. And they start rattling off all of these things. And I'm like, hey, man, when was the last time you ate? Right? Protein's not about dieting. Protein's not about control, and it's not about optimization. Protein is about grounding. Protein slows your digestion. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It creates sustained energy instead of spikes. And sustained energy gives your nervous system a signal that, hey, we're okay. We don't need to rush. When that signal is present, oh my gosh, emotions become so much easier to regulate. Responses become more measured, and recovery happens faster. Shoot, right? Like I've got mine right here because I was feeling kind of an anxious energy this morning, right? Protein. This is why so many people, my friend, notice that I'm less reactive when I eat consistently. I feel calmer without trying, and I don't snap as quickly. It's not coincidence. It's chemistry. Stability in the body creates stability and emotional access. Guaranteed. And emotional access is what makes our self-respect possible. Protein. Self-respect. Kind of a big thing, right? And I often find that people have it structured or framed as a boundary or discipline thing. But really, self-respect, it begins so much earlier than that. It begins with things like, I will not ask more of myself than I'm supported to give, right? So if your body's underfed, under-rested, or constantly recovering from depletion, any structure that you try to build is going to feel like pressure. And that pressure is going to erode that self-trust. And without self-trust, structure is going to collapse. So I want you to think of it this way, okay? Supporting your physical body is not indulgent. It's functional. It's foundational. It's critical. It's how you stop fighting yourself and start cooperating with your system as your system was designed. Now, you have to be willing to learn how to hear what it's telling you. And that takes time, and that takes investigation. It takes some trial. It takes some error, right? But I promise you, when you learn to hear what your body is telling you, right? Sometimes anxiety isn't anxiety. Sometimes it's, I just need some protein. My blood sugar is crashing, help, right? Like, literally, I notice the difference if I go for a long car ride and how calm I am in that long car ride. If I have some protein with me, usually I bring a shake, and I'll put in it, protein, and some, other important things, right? Like, so it might be some superfoods. There might be some, microbiome stuff in there to support me, especially if, like, it's early in the day and I haven't, I wasn't ready for a meal, all the things. But I definitely, if I get in and I have had nothing, my nervous system is already on shaky ground. I can tell the difference. I know that shakiness isn't all about stress, anxiety, worry, anticipation, excitement, right? So anyway, this week, I don't want you to go into fixing anything, okay? I want you observing. I want you noticing when your energy dips. I want you noticing when your patience starts to run thin. And I want you to notice when your emotional reactivity starts to rise. And instead of judging it or what's going on outside of you, right? Because I hear a lot, right? Like, well, so and so did such and such, and I, blah blah blah, got reactive. So now we're giving the ownership to something outside of us for how we are feeling, how we're reacting, how patient we are, or what our energy level is at. And it's our responsibility. We get to choose. So instead of judging it or other things, right, I want you to ask yourself, was my system supported before this moment? Was it supported before this moment? No tracking, no rules, no guilt, okay? Just, I want you to have I want you to learn how to have awareness without always having to log, etc. I want you to be, means you got to work on your presence also, because I think a lot of us are just going through life on autopilot, and we're not truly present. And so we're not asking ourselves those core non-physical feeling check-in questions, right? Like right here, right now, in this moment, I feel what's driving it, what part's my responsibility, how much of it belongs to something or someone outside of me, and what do I need to do in this time and space, right? Like, boom, have that awareness. Because then when you look back and you go, oh, I was super reactive. I hadn't eaten anything. I was holding everything up here in my brain, and I was in my whatever, right? Structure, my friend, that lasts is going to be built on stability. 100%. It's never going to last if you don't build it on stability, and stability begins in the body. 100%. It starts here inside you. So it's not about doing more. It's about supporting what already exists. See you next week.